Good evening and welcome back to another episode of The Longing, where today we are going to be continuing to be reading Thus Spoke Zarathustra, Volume 3. So, let's get going. In the best there is still something to loathe, and the best is still something that must be surpassed. O my brethren, there is much wisdom in the fact that much filth is in the world. 15. Such sayings did I hear pious backworldsmen speak to their consciences, and verily without wickedness or guile, although there is nothing more guileful in the world or more wicked. Let the world be as it is, raise not a finger against it. Let whoever will choke and stab and skin and scrape the people, raise not a finger against it. Thereby will they learn to renounce the world, and thine own reason. This shalt thou thine stifle and choke, for it is a reason of this world. Thereby wilt thou learn thyself to renounce the world. Shatter, shatter, O my brethren, those old tables of the pious. Tatter the maxims of the world maligners. 16. He who learneth much unlearneth all violent cravings. That do people now whisper to one another in all the dark lanes. Wisdom wearieth, nothing is worth while, thou shalt not crave. This new table found I hanging even in the public markets. Break up for me, O my brethren, break up also that new table. The weary of the world put it up, and the preachers of death and the jailer, for lo, it is also a sermon for slavery. Because they learned badly, and not the best, and everything too early, and everything too fast, because they ate badly. From thence hath resulted their ruined stomach. For a ruined stomach is their spirit, it persuadeth to death. For verily, my brethren, the spirit is a stomach. Life is a well of delight, but to him in whom the ruined stomach speaketh, the father of affliction, all fountains are poisoned. To discern, that is delight to the lion-willed, but he who hath become weary is himself merely willed. With him play all the waves, and such is always the nature of weak men. They lose themselves on their way, and at last asketh their weariness, why did we ever go on the way? All is indifferent. To them soundeth it pleasant to have preached in their ears, nothing is worth while, ye shall not will. That, however, is a sermon for slavery. O my brethren, a fresh blustering wind cometh Zarathustra unto all way-weary ones. Many noses will he yet make sneeze. Even through walls bloweth my free breath, and into prisons and imprisoned spirits. Willing emancipateth, for willing is creating, so do I teach. And only for creating shall ye learn. And also the learning shall ye learn, only from me, the learning well. He who hath ears, let him hear. 17. There standeth the boat, thither goeth it over, perhaps into vast nothingness. But who willeth to enter into this perhaps? None of you want to enter into the death boat. How should ye then be world-weary ones? World-weary ones, and have not even withdrawn from the earth. Eager did I ever find you for the earth, amorous still of your own earth-weariness. Not in vain doth your lip hang down, a small worldly wish still sitteth thereon, and in your eye floateth there not a cloudlet of unforgotten earthly bliss? There on the earth many good inventions, some useful, some pleasant, for their sake is the earth to be loved. And many such good inventions are there, that they are like women's breasts, useful at the same time, and pleasant. Ye world-weary ones, however, ye earth-idlers, you shall one beat with stripes shall one again make you sprightly limbs. For if ye be not invalids, or decrepit creatures, of whom the earth is weary, then are ye sly sloths, or dainty sneaking pleasure cats. And if ye will not again run gaily, then shall ye pass away. To the incurable shall one not seek to be a physician. Thus teacheth Zarathustra. So shall ye pass away. But more courage is needed to make an end than to make new verse. That do all physicians and poets know well. 18. O my brethren, there are tables which weariness framed, and tables which slothfulness framed, corrupt slothfulness. Although they speak similarly, they want to be heard differently. See this languishing one. Only a span breadth is he from his goal, but from weariness hath he lain down obstinately in the dust, this brave one. From weariness yawneth he at the path, at the earth, at the goal, and at himself. Not a step further will he go, this brave one. Now gloweth the sun upon him, and the dogs lick at his sweat, but he lieth there in his obstinacy, and preferreth to languish. A span breadth from his goal to languish. Verily ye will have to drag him into his heaven by the hair of his head, this hero. Better still that ye let him lie where he hath lain down, that sleep may come unto him, the comforter, with cooling patter rain. Let him lie until of his own accord he awakeneth, until of his own accord he repudiateth all weariness, and what weariness hath taught through him. Only, my brethren, see that ye scare the dogs away from him, the idle skulkers, and all the swarming vermin. All the swarming vermin of the cultured, that feast on the sweat of every hero. 19. I form circles around me and holy boundaries. Ever fewer ascend with me, ever higher mountains. I build a mountain range out of ever holier mountains. But wherever ye would ascend with me, O my brethren, take care lest a parasite ascend with you. A parasite, that is a reptile, a creeping, cringing reptile, that trieth to fatten on your infirm and sore places. And this is its art. It divineth where ascending souls are weary. In your trouble and dejection, in your sensitive modesty, doth it build its loathsome nest. Where the strong are weak, where the noble are all too gentle, there buildeth it its loathsome nest. The parasite liveth where the great have small sore places. What is the highest of all species of being, and what is the lowest? The parasite is the lowest species. He, however, who is of the highest species, feedeth most parasites. For the soul which hath the longest ladder, and can go deepest down, how could there fail to be most parasites upon it? The most comprehensive soul, which can run and stray and rove furthest in itself, the most necessary soul, which out of joy flingeth itself into chance. The soul in being, which plungeth into becoming, the possessing soul, which seeketh to attain desire and longing, the soul fleeing from itself, which overtaketh itself in the widest circuit, the wisest soul, unto which folly speaketh most sweetly, the soul most self-loving, in which all things have their current and countercurrent, their ebb and their flow. Oh, how could the loftiest soul fail to have the worst parasites? 20. O my brethren, am I then cruel? But, I say, what falleth, that shall one also push? Everything of today, it falleth, it decayeth. Who would preserve it? But I wish to push it. Know ye the delight which rolleth stones into precipitous depths? Those men of today see just how they roll into my depths. A prelude am I to better players, O my brethren. An example. Do according to mine example. And with that, we're going to end the episode there. So I just want to say thank you very much for joining me today. I hope you all have a wonderful morning, evening, afternoon or night, no matter what time of day it is. I hope you have a wonderful one of it. And as always, we will be back tomorrow with more of The Longing. Goodbye.